That'll do way past cool. What's good, YouTube? It is your boy Littlefoot with an educational video, informative video. This is the video I was talking about. I'm gonna be discussing the deportations that's taking place in New York. Um, there was a couple of things, like two things I want to mention. One thing I thought they had going on in New York was where if you see an illegal immigrant, you can report them and receive from anywhere from $750 to $1,000 if ICE come and detain them and they get deported. But that's not true. I'm debunking that. That's not true. Also, you're going to see that there's specific people that they're looking for when it comes to the ICE and the detainees and the deportations. They're actually looking for criminals who are, you know, who are violent, who did horrendous crimes, and who did things like rape, molestation, and SA. But without any further ado, I want you to watch these news coverage videos, and I can get a better feel for it. And after that, I'll kind of be giving my commentary at the end of everything. So maybe not, because this is a lot. It's a lot of clips and it's a lot of news coverage. So I want y'all to get a grasp of what's going on in the country. In case y'all been under a rock, sometimes I be under a rock too. Patrick type. Anyway, but yeah, without any further ado, I want you to watch these news clips and these news videos, and they're going to be touching bases on things that you may have questions to. I know I got some questions answered by watching these videos. So, without any further ado, it's your boy, Dada the Way Past Cool, Whittlefoot, signing out. Hope I enjoy this video. More videos coming, but hope you're having a good one. Happy Friday to y'all. And we locked in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and put that post notification bell on so you can be notified every time I drop a video. Like I said, without further ado, I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace.
Migrant communities across the country bracing for possible raids. The Pentagon will begin deploying as many as 1,500 active duty troops to help secure the southern border in the coming days.
All right, deportations in cities like New York could start soon. Our Jessica Formoso sat down with the commissioner of the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs to see how they're preparing.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program.
Before he was sworn in, President Donald Trump was vocal about initiating the largest mass deportation in U.S. history. And in his first day in office,
All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
while details of how and when are scarce, the commander-in-chief has said he plans to mobilize the U.S. military to enforce the operation.
This is a Fox News alert. We are getting an exclusive first-hand look at the latest Trump administration deportation flight from El Paso, Texas to Ecuador.
A total of 80 migrants shipped out on the U.S. aboard a military plane. That one right there. And we're also taking a closer look at the career criminals arrested during the first day of ICE raids right here in New York City.
I mean, this is just incredible stuff. We have team coverage for you. Alexis McAdams is live in New York City. But first, we go to Brooke Taylor, who is in El Paso, Texas. Brooke, what can you tell us about these flights?
Well, first off, we got an exclusive look inside of this plane and exactly how this operation works. You have the military and Border Patrol. They are working together, showing really this massive show of force.
Any regrets coming into the United States illegally?
Shackled one by one, Fox gets an exclusive look as dozens of illegal migrants are escorted onto the C-17 military plane headed back to Ecuador.
Don't come to the United States illegally. If you do come to the United States illegally, you will be removed.
43 females and 37 males packed onto the plane, including some family units. These are illegal migrants from Ecuador who broke the law when they crossed illegally into the U.S. Border Patrol says they were already in custody, either found between ports of entry checkpoints, smuggling operations, or stash houses. While expedited removals aren't new, using military aircraft is.
This is the second largest plane the Air Force has. It's going to fit 80 of these illegal migrants. Border Patrol says the message is if you come into the United States illegally, you will be sent back to your home country.
It's all part of President Trump's plan to utilize military resources and crack down on illegal immigration.
To be able to have people back in their home countries within 7 hours, a range of a plane like this, 2,700 miles, that puts you pretty much anywhere in Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, and anywhere in between.
And the flight crew told me that this was the same flight crew that brought that group of illegal migrants over the weekend to Colombia. The Colombia government initially turned that plane around. You know what happens next. President Trump stepped in, threatened tariffs, and the government backed down right away. So
Did y'all hear what the young lady said? Trump is not playing. Trump, like, if y'all don't take y'all people back, I'm going to do what I promised my people I was going to do. It's happening, y'all. It's really happening. And the thing is, they're only going after people who committed heinous, crazy crimes. Like, they need to stop this whole mass panic about, oh, they're coming after everybody. They're not.
we're hoping that is going to send a really strong message to any other country that decides not to cooperate and accept these planes with their own citizens inside, guys.
Hey, so Brooke, I got a question for you. There's a story in our packet today about how down in Florida, two vans were being driven that had, I think, 24 Chinese nationals in it. They had been smuggled into the country, apparently. China will not take back their people. Obviously, Ecuador does, and that's why that flight
El Salvador,
just went there. What other countries have already said, have they either said no, don't send them, or yes, we'll take them?
We know that a flight went to Guatemala and now Ecuador, and the authorities took them. And again, that flight that I mentioned to Colombia that denied these illegal migrants, this was the perfect example, right? You have them denying their own citizens, not taking them in. President Trump immediately taking action, saying, okay, if you're not going to listen to me, then watch what happens. And this is the perfect example they want to show countries who don't cooperate. You don't listen to us. Us will watch what happens next.
Wow. Great reporting, Brooke.
So this happened pretty quickly, and not only did they have a multi-agency effort on the ground right here in the Big Apple all throughout the middle of the night last night leading to those arrests, they also had the DHS secretary herself out here, Kristi Noem, telling us that she was going to go one by one on those raids and watch who was taken out, saying they were targeting violent migrant criminals. She says she asked President Trump for this job because she knows how important it is. Watch.
Community is safer now. That's the reality of it. Everybody who has been concerned about walking their children to school or spending and doing business in these communities now know that New York City is safer because these dangerous criminals are gone and they're no longer living in their community.
The DHS Secretary Kristi Noem on the ground this week in New York City as those teams hit the streets in the middle of the night. You can see those pictures there. That was out in the Bronx, you guys. That was one of the top hot target areas, I'm told by crews, that they were targeting. It was a multi-agency effort aiming to remove violent criminals because they're not supposed to be here in the first place, the agency says. This comes as the New York City Mayor Eric Adams says he is in communication with DHS. His office saying this in part. Mayor Adams has made it clear that New York City is committed to working with our federal partners to fix our broken immigration system and focus on the small number of people who are entering our localities and committing violent crimes.
Yo, see, the thing about brother Eric Adams, man, he wants to do the right thing, bro. And he's not like all the rest of these people that's here in New York that's refusing to work with ICE. He's allowing NYPD to work with ICE, so kudos to him.
One of the top targets in New York City was a Venezuelan migrant identified by DHS as Anderson Zambrano Pacheco. They were looking for this guy for months. Pacheco arrested on kidnapping, assault, and burglary charges. Sources telling me he's part of that South American gang we've been talking about, Tren de Aragua. He was in the Bronx hiding out and had a warrant out for his arrest.
Tren de Aragua, that gang is in the borough. See, Long Island, we don't have that gang problem. We got MS-13 here because honestly, Long Island is not a sanctuary county. So y'all gonna find that out later on in the video. I had I forgot his name, Blakeman. He's gonna be speaking on it. But yeah, y'all see what's going on down in New York, so it's crazy, y'all, but it's happening.
in Colorado. Why? Because remember this viral takeover that happened out there in Aurora where the group of migrants was caught on camera armed with weapons breaking into those apartments. I'm told by sources that Pacheco was one of those migrants out there. Other busts too in Denver leading to drug and gang arrests. Listen. So the raids are ongoing. They're not just in Denver. They're not just in Philly, out in Chicago, you name it, not just in New York City. They're going one by one, trying to find these migrants who they say are dangerous.
Obviously, a lot of these people are bad actors. They're violent felons, and they have the upper hand in their apartments or residences. So when you're going in, you need to ensure you have safety and a show of force. And sanctuary policies also drain taxpayers' money. Because now we have to send all these resources out to try and arrest these individuals that we could have just taken in the confines and the security of a facility or a jail. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Real quickly, I only got about 15 seconds, but there's rumors going out there that ICE is arresting American citizens, right? Can you just dispel that? There's a difference from an American citizen that is detained when they're around another criminal migrant, but they're not deporting or arresting American citizens, right?
That's correct. Obviously, there's some misinformation and false narratives that are getting played in the media, which unfortunately always seems to accompany our agency. But ICE does not arrest U.S. citizens unless they have a specific criminal warrant for a U.S. citizen. But on an immigration enforcement, for the civil immigration cases, we do not arrest U.S. citizens. We focus on criminal aliens and those that present a danger to national security.
Sir, thank you for all that you do. Your men and women are doing a great job out there.
Good morning. I'm Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, and we are here to announce what we believe is the first program of its kind, of this size, in the United States. We are partnering with ICE to accomplish two things. Number one, we are going to cross-designate and embed Nassau County police detectives with ICE for the purposes of picking up targeted illegal migrants who've committed crimes, and then we will be detaining them in the jail as part of a short-term detainment program, at which time then ICE will find either a permanent detainment facility or they will simply deport the illegal migrants. I want to stress that this program is about illegal migrants who have committed crimes. This isn't about raids. This is targeted enforcement of our laws based here in the state of New York, people who have committed crimes here and have violated federal laws by being in the United States illegally. So I'm here joined with Legislator John Ferretti, Legislator Samantha Getz, Legislator Mazi Pillip, our Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder, Sheriff Anthony Larocco, the ICE Acting Deputy Field Office Director Brian Flanagan, and Ed Bowman, who is the Acting Assistant Field Officer for ICE. I want to tell you at this time that this is something that is very, very important. And the reason is because of the state laws that we have here in New York State, we have criminals who can commit crime after crime after crime, and our judges don't have the authority to make a determination whether those individuals are flight risks or a danger to the community. We are one of a few states that give more rights to criminals than they do to victims. And that's why this is important here today, because now with this program, ICE can pick up illegal migrants who've committed crimes, who may be out running around, as we've seen many times, and they are able to commit crime after crime without being held in a state court or without ICE removing them. I want to thank President Donald J. Trump and Director Holman for initiating this program, or I should say reinitiating and finally giving the ICE agents and local law enforcement the ability to do their job. It's been a very frustrating 4 years, and now you see a renewed enthusiasm among our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners to finally be able to enforce the law. And it's important here in Nassau County, and I'm going to give you some examples why. On October 16, 2024, a migrant here illegally from Honduras raped a 5-year-old girl. On November 7, 2024, 6 illegal migrants, 5 Chileans and 1 Venezuelan, burglarized a Long Island jewelry store using saws and advanced technology. The judge had to release 5 of those 6 without posting bail. Only 1 was held because there was a warrant from another state for that individual. But they got out, they fled, nobody knew where they went, they cut off their ankle monitors, and they were gone, never to be seen again. However, if we didn't initiate this program, they'd probably come back here because criminals are opportunists, and if they know that there are no consequences for committing criminal acts, they're going to do it over and over again. Let me give you a few other examples. In April 2023, a migrant who illegally crossed the southern border was arrested on the North Shore for transporting 3 kilograms of fentanyl. That is enough fentanyl to kill the whole population of Nassau County and Suffolk County. 3 million people. And it came into Nassau County by someone who came here illegally through the border and made their way here to the New York City metropolitan area to distribute and sell fentanyl to our kids. In February 2024, a 26-year-old migrant from Mauritania came to Nassau County because that individual knew there was a large Jewish population, went to a Jewish neighborhood and stole an Israeli and American flag from the house of an individual who wanted to state that they supported America and they supported the state of Israel, stole the flag, and there was a confrontation. The homeowner saw on their Ring camera this take place, went out to retrieve his flag, and the individual got violent. In January of 2023, our Nassau County Police arrested 8 believed to be part of a South American crime ring for committing multiple burglaries and larcenies, targeting high-end homes and businesses across the county. Again and again and again. I'm standing here with legislator John Ferretti. John Ferretti in 2019 stood up to my predecessor who kicked ICE out of our jail, and he said, no, that's wrong. This is a county where we enforce the law, and due to his efforts and the Republican majority on the county legislature, they were able to convince the county executive to put ICE back where they belong, at the jail, so that they could do their work protecting this county. When I first took office, I announced that Nassau County would not be a sanctuary county.
There you go. Y'all heard it for yourself. Nassau County, the county that I live in, is not a sanctuary county. And we're one of the best counties in America. Y'all gonna hear my man's Mr. Blakeman say it himself. So,
And as a result, we haven't seen the crime, the lawlessness that is seen in other parts of the United States and certainly around here in the metropolitan area. And U.S. News and World Report has stated that we're the safest county in America. Niche Magazine says we're the most desirable place to live. And it's because we back our men and women of law enforcement, and we enforce the laws, not only the local laws, the state laws, but also the federal laws here in Nassau County. So, immediately we will be designating 10 Nassau County police detectives who will be cross-designated and embedded for the purposes of carrying out targeted enforcement of our laws by picking up illegal migrants who are engaged in criminal activity. And we will make available jail cells for ICE to detain these individuals for 72 hours until they get a permanent detainment site or they are deported. With that, at this time, I'm very happy to have with us our ICE Acting Deputy Field Office Director, Brian Flanagan, who will say a few words on behalf of ICE. Brian, please.
Good morning. My name is Brian Flanagan. I'm the Acting Deputy Field Office Director for ICE's Enforcement Removal Operations, New York City Field Office. I would like to take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt thanks to Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman and enforcement partners at the Nassau County Sheriff's Department for their invaluable cooperation in our efforts to apprehend and remove egregious alien offenders from our New York communities. Our partnership sends a clear message that ICE and Nassau County stand committed to prioritizing the safety of our public. By providing 72-hour bed space, Nassau County will enable ICE to house and transfer potentially dangerous alien offenders in a safe and secure environment, thus providing security to our officers, the detainees, and the public at large. Protecting public safety remains at the heart of everything we do as law enforcement officers, and we sincerely thank Nassau County for their incredible cooperation in our endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Brian, thank you for the great job that the courageous men and women of ICE do not only here but throughout the country. At this time, for some remarks and to speak with greater specificity on this program is our great Nassau County Police Commissioner Patrick Ryder, who does an outstanding job each and every day and understands the importance of having partnerships with our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners.